Hi, this is David Comfort from Democracy Action Network. Here's what's actually wild. President Trump's recent tax and spending bill is set to trigger nearly $1 trillion in cuts to Medicaid and other health policies, but the real impact won't be felt until long after the midterm elections. Can you believe that? It's like a ticking time bomb of healthcare cuts just waiting to go off. Ever notice how politicians often play the long game, especially when it comes to policies that affect people's lives? What if I told you that while the GOP faces negative polls now, they've cleverly backloaded these cuts so they won't hit until after the ballots are cast? This means that the folks who will lose coverage won't even feel the sting until 2027 or later. Talk about unfair. This legislation is a classic example of how the political elite can manipulate timelines to avoid accountability. Medicaid work requirements will kick in after the midterms, meaning millions could lose their health coverage without anyone connecting the dots back to the voters come election time. It's a strategic move, but it's also a morally questionable one that puts millions of vulnerable Americans at risk. Now, let's pivot to the inspiring part. Despite these challenges, there's a wave of activism brewing. Patient advocates and healthcare groups are gearing up to pressure Congress to delay or even overturn these provisions. And Democrats are already mobilizing to ensure that voters know the stakes. They're launching ads targeting swing states and turning town halls into platforms for education and action. This is what grassroots democracy looks like. We have the power to turn this situation around. While the bill's effects may take years to fully manifest, the fight against these cuts can start now. We can rally together, educate ourselves, and ensure that our communities are informed about the implications of these policies. So, as we look ahead, let's remain hopeful. Every big problem is just a puzzle waiting for a solution, and together, we can piece it together. The future of healthcare is at stake, but with our collective voices and actions, we can push back against these cuts and advocate for a system that works for everyone. In the end, let's remember, change is possible, and together, we can build a healthier, fairer future for all. This is David Comfort from Democracy Action Network. Peace. You can sign up for Dan by scanning this QR code.